Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Gentech PC product showcase. Today we're going to be showing you one-on-one the brand new Sager NP9390. This is going to be Sager's very high-end gaming laptop. It's a 17-inch form factor and this laptop supports dual video cards, both Crossfire and SLI. Besides the obvious command this laptop displays due to its graphics processing power, of course it has also been upgraded to have the brand new Intel Haswell CPUs as well. So everything comes together to be a really great package, and we'll go ahead and take you through a full tour of it starting now. The very first thing you'll find in front of you is of course your touchpad. We have the left and right clicks separated from the touchpad, and the touchpad itself has illumination behind it. The palm rest area has a rubberized look to it, but is actually a plastic material. On the right hand side of the palm rest you'll see your fingerprint scanner, and in the front of the laptop you're going to find your status LEDs. The keyboard has a full keyboard layout. The arrow keys are embedded. You'll see that we have LED lighting in behind it right now in green. We'll show you more details on the back lighting in a second. Your power button is here in the corner, also illuminated. Overall, the keyboard gives a really good typing experience. Being that it's a chiclet style keyboard, it does have that short throw to the key press. We have more status LEDs to the top, as well as our Onkyo speaker system. Take notice that pretty standard, your keyboard does have shift functions, so you can do things like your media controls with your keys in addition to just typing with them. Your speaker up and down, brightness up and down, all those features are built into your keys as alternate functions. Up above your keyboard you have of course your LED screen, and at the very top of that you're going to have your integrated HD webcam and integrated microphone. Now our display model here has a glossy screen on it, but you can also get this configured with a matte screen if you prefer. And that everyone is going to be the very front of the laptop, and now it's time for us to go take a look around the back. On the back side now you're going to see something very interesting on this laptop. It has a rear facing high definition webcam as well. So you can think of some very interesting things to use that for, other than spying on people in Starbucks hopefully. The Sager logo is right in the center of the screen, and as you drop down lower you see some of the design elements on this laptop. We have LED lighting on both sides. It looks somewhat like brake lights on the back of a car. As we move in closer, you'll get a good look at our exhaust vents and some of our interfaces. Starting from the left side and moving over, we have an HDMI output, USB 3.0, and at the center is where your power adapter is going to plug in to run off of mains power and charge your battery. More exhaust, the USB 3.0 located there, and then of course more of your design elements. Now we'll go ahead and give you a spin from a 3/4 overhead look at the laptop. This gives you an overall feel of how the laptop looks and its size and dimensions. It does have that gamer laptop feel to it with the LEDs and whatnot, but it's not over the top, so it's not something that's too flashy that you wouldn't want to be seen in public with, unless you're into that kind of thing, which of course once you turn on all the LEDs it does look quite fancy. The rubberized coating on the back of the LCD lid is a nice touch. Helps you grip the laptop firmly as you place it in and out of your bag. All in all of the laptop design elements seem to coincide very well with what the laptop actually represents. It does have the low profile, kind of a stealth look to it, but inside it packs a lot of heat. Now it's time to finish our rounds, showing all of the external interfaces. Of course we have our optical drive here with a dedicated eject button. Here we have a combo USB and eSATA port, followed by a powered USB 3.0 port, another USB 3.0 port, and then the Thunderbolt port, which is somewhat like mini display port, but somewhat more advanced. You can do your research on that on Wikipedia. Now moving over to the opposite side, we have our Kinnington lock port, our Ethernet port for our wired internet, a multi-card reader, line in, the line out, microphone in, and your headphone output. All of these are available for you, so it gives you really great connectivity for your audio needs. And of course, now that we have covered the back and both sides, that leaves only the front of the laptop. There's not a whole lot here, as we saw earlier in the video. It's flush with nothing but the status LEDs to the right hand side. to let you know what actions or modes that your laptop is currently in. Now it's time to show you in a lot more detail what the color changing abilities are of the touchpad and the keyboard. Everything is configured on the laptop itself via the built-in software. As you can see, it can be separated into zones, so you can have different colors in different zones of the keyboard. Right now we have blue, green, and yellow running across, with the green illumination on the touchpad to match the center area. As we change the center area to a red color, you'll see that the touchpad changes with it. The built-in software will definitely give you the flexibility and the options that you need to configure the laptop to look the way that you like. Whether you prefer the multicolored look or you like to go with a solid color to match your color scheme or other equipment, you'll find that there's no shortage of color combinations and abilities here that you need. Now it's time to test some of the most important aspects of a gaming laptop, which is going to be, of course, benchmarking the performance and the temperature handling capabilities. Right now we have two Nvidia GTX780 mobile video cards, which is the highest Nvidia GPU available. And we're running Firmark, which is known to be basically a GPU killing program made to max it out to the highest temperatures possible and the highest stress loads possible. As you can see, our GPUs right now are under 90 degrees Celsius, which is considered to be very good, especially considering this is a very unrealistic test on those video cards. The laptop having two video cards in it at once is going to be a lot more demanding than if you run this laptop with only a single GPU. And now here are the results for that Firmark run. We have our score, if you're interested in that was 5,668. But of course the important part is our temperatures. Our GPU reached 89 degrees Celsius and our CPU a max of 69 degrees Celsius. Those are both very, very good temperatures considering the type of test this is. Since we already showed you the top of the laptop and all of the sides, of course the only place left to go now is the bottom. As you can see, the bottom of the laptop has no shortage of vents to help get air into the system and into the cooling system. You'll definitely notice the giant speaker here, which is your dedicated subwoofer for the sound system. And after taking a look at the bottom, we'll go ahead and open it up and show you the insides of the laptop to help you know what kind of hardware and configuration you'll find inside. With all of the panels removed, you'll find a very exposed NP9390. You'll see there is a ton of copper in here because we have three dedicated cooling fans, each responsible for its own parts. Since there are two GPUs, you have two fans dedicated to just that, and then we have the one fan dedicated for the CPU and other minor components. You have easy access to two of your open RAM slots here in the front, giving you a total of 4, and then you have an empty micro SATA slot here, located right next to your combo Bluetooth and wireless card. Keep in mind this laptop has support for two 2.5-inch hard drives or SSDs. Also, it has two micro SATA slots. You do have with you the ability to set up these drives in RAID if you prefer. That way you can get increased performance or redundancy for your data protection. A very popular thing to do with a system like this, if you're seeking for optimal performance, is to get two very fast micro SATA SSDs and put them in RAID 0. Make that your operating system drive. And of course then you have your 2.5-inch drives that you can either use large capacity SSDs if you'd like, or go for your standard 2.5-inch hard drives, which have very large capacities. As you can see, both of your hard drives do go in the same compartment here. They stack right on top of each other through the cages that contain them. If you're wondering where the other two RAM slots are, or your micro SATA drive goes, that's going to be under the keyboard area, making it slightly more difficult to get to. However, we will go ahead and show you the disassembly for that as well in case you need to get to it. Now, getting under the keyboard is never a really easy thing. Usually you have to remove a small bar or the control panel above the keyboard first. This gives you access to the screws underneath of it that you'll need to remove the actual keyboard. If you don't like this disassembly process, remember that you can always order any kind of RAM that you need or your other micro SATA drive directly from us, and we can configure it that way for you, have it all installed and covered under warranty. Getting the screws removed, now we can go ahead and actually pick up on the keyboard itself. And there is our friend, the second micro SATA slot and our other two RAM slots. So talking configuration specs, having 4 RAM slots open to you with a maximum of 8 GB per slot means that you can have up to 32 GB of RAM in this system. Micro SATA capacities are going up in speed and capacity every day, so of course that's a very valuable asset to have on the machine. And of course, now you have the Intel Haswell chipset and CPUs, you have very strong computing performance, and everything runs nice, cool, quiet while getting the job done or the game that you choose to play. The Sager NP9390 is of course a gaming machine, being that it does have the dual GPU option. But if you're a very high-end power user, you can always definitely use this machine for other tasks as well. So what's the price you have to pay for all of this power? Besides obviously the amount of money that comes out of your checking account, sometimes gaming machines weigh very much. This one we have on the scale right now pulling out 9 pounds and 7 ounces with the battery installed. This is actually quite light and very much exceeded our expectations. Expect to be carrying a little bit more weight if you decide to take your power adapter with you, which of course you're going to need if you're going to be doing any kind of gaming on your laptop. But altogether the weight wasn't too much at all, and we found that for a gaming machine it was quite tolerable. Now while we'd love to give you more time with the 9390 today, unfortunately we do have to bring our video to a close. But that doesn't mean you can't get more information. Down below in the product description we have the link to our product page that has all the current pricing and availability. Of course, take a look at the configuration options so you can see what you can order. Now remember, we're always happy to help you out if you have any additional questions. Just make sure you contact us by phone or email, and we're always happy to help you out and answer your questions. So everybody, we hope you enjoyed our video today. We just want to remind you that once again, this was Gentech PC, and we'll see you next time.